There she is, Miley Cyrus.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm doing really good.
You doing these? Did you enjoy doing these? Getting to talk to us?
I do enjoy it. I was gonna say, do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, why? What'd I do?
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you're hot, and there's this fucking fly that's flying around that's trying to sabotage my press day. And if it lands on me in front of you, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Everybody knows that they have to scream if he comes around. The Pence fly flew to LA last night to be a part of my radio press.
Yeah.
It got a little taste of attention and now won't stop. So just so you know, if I scream and run, it's
Yeah.
nothing to do with you. Did you think your girlfriend called me and told me something that you did?
I was like, man, did I get myself in trouble? I don't know. Maybe.
No, you're good. I don't know anything, but now I know there's tea. I'm gonna go digging.
Tell me about you, Miley Cyrus. Of course, quarantine has been crazy for everybody. Like, what's a day in quarantine like for you?
Trying to create expressive environments that can kind of help people with their escapism. I think right now, I think all of our shows are kind of starting to come back, right? And everyone's kind of trying to make things feel a little bit more normal. But when I'm sitting somewhere like, in my house or at home, that doesn't really seem normal. I want to keep up with everything feeling kind of surreal and giving people entertainment to look forward to. And so really just trying to kind of stay creative and adjust just like everybody else and figure out how I can kind of stay inspired. And yeah.
What's one talent you found out about yourself during quarantine that you didn't know you had, or something that you tried to create or do?
Oh man. I one thing that I've been trying to do, well, I created an Instagram show at the beginning of quarantine, and I learned that I'm definitely not tech savvy. My fans were like really disappointed. They actually made shirts about how bad my Wi-Fi was.
Okay.
And yeah, they petitioned for me to get like a new provider because my Wi-Fi was so bad. I thought I was doing the right thing just by going on and connecting with everybody every day, but you can't please everybody. So I ended up adjusting, and it turned out that I could be a pretty good talk show host.
Okay, see, there you go. Now you know you got.
I'm coming for your gig.
You can bring your fly with you when you join.
I'll bring the fly on the leash.
Yeah. Would you bring Kate Moss with you if you came into the studio? Your new puppy.
I have to, but I have like a lot of animals. I have
Oh, that's right.
mini horses, all kinds of animals. My favorite animal that I have is my blowfish. I think that my blowfish is like super hyper intelligent. I always say he, like, when I walk in the door, swims over to the tank to say hello. I know that he just wants his shrimp, but I have a really good connection with my blowfish. I could maybe bring him too.
What's your blowfish's name?
Pablo, but that was okay. So this is kind of messed up. My mom, even though I'm 27 years old, still does things like when the fish dies, switch it out. Like I'm not going to notice that it's a new fish.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice for a second. But we had kind of a little trick going on. And when I was gone, my blowfish that I had for years passed away, and my mom swapped him out like I was 7 years old. But it did take me a second to actually notice. But once I got over there and I tried to do our little like handshake that we have, he didn't know it. So I knew.
I heard that your dogs, and this is just a rumor, it can actually open doors. Is that true?
Yes, no, my dog can open. Actually, a lot of my dogs can open doors for some reason. What I learned that on the Instagram show also. My dog, I would like lock them out of my little set that I had made, and when they want to come in, my dogs just let themselves in.
They ever sneak into your room when they shouldn't be in your room?
Yes, I mean my dogs like rule my entire house. I think one day they're gonna be in my bed and like I'm gonna be on the floor. That's like we're really close to that point of our relationship. But my dogs totally rule my entire house.
Most embarrassing thing that your dog has done or caused you to be a part of?
I can't tell you the story.
Uh,
I just can't. But I know it and know that it's good. Know that it's really good, but I can't tell you.
What does it involve?
I don't think you're going to be able to air anything that I'm about to tell you. Anything that comes out of my mouth from here on out, you will not be able to air. One thing that my dog did that doesn't have to do with this story. My dog's a freak. I'll just say that. Mary Jane is a freak elite. But then my other dog, the first day of The Voice, I'm like so excited. This is sad, but it was handled and my dog is totally thriving and fine. she like, you know, on sets, there's wires everywhere. We're like, got all the people singing. Everyone's huddled around to be like, who's going to win the voice, whatever. And my dog goes and like bites onto the wires of the TV that everyone's watching. And all of a sudden we notice she's like convulsing and she's getting electrocuted. And you can't open her mouth because the person who's trying to open her mouth is also being electrocuted. But she was totally fine. Her name is Little Dog, and she is thriving in Nashville, Tennessee, and doing great. But my dog got electrocuted at The Voice.
So that was a PG version of what's...
Dude, that's not the story. That is not the story. The story has to do with 2012 Halloween, my dog licking something. It was just a thing.
Fair enough. Miley, when I think about you, I think about somebody that constantly reinvents themselves.
Dude, I had to send like a vinyl record player to this human that got... My dog did something very wrong. I had to send an apology gift. Why'd you ask me if my dog had done something embarrassing? Who have you been talking to?
Nobody. I just know if a dog can open a door, a dog can do a lot of things.
The dog can do a lot of things. She's old now and she's settled, but she used to be a real kink.
Back in our wild days.
Yeah, back in her wild days.
You've reinvented yourself so much. You're talking about this, me and others in the studio, and you're singing, of course, Midnight Sky. I almost feel like it's a new Miley again in like such a positive way. When you were co-writing this song, like what was going through your mind as you envisioned?
Well, I'm kind of like in the studio, I'm someone that just constantly checks for the truth. Like I'll never let us write a song that just sounds good or feels catchy or relatable. I actually like hate that process of trying to relate to people, because everyone's going to interpret a song how they see it and how it relates to their lives. Everyone's always going to do that no matter what. Is it here? It's here. The fly was on someone. This fly, it is the Pence fly. It only goes on people's heads. We're playing. Okay, we're good. We're good. What the hell are we talking about?
We're talking about you and Midnight Sky.
Oh yeah, we're talking about you and me and the dog. And so I basically just make sure that everything's always going to be honest and true, and that we're not thinking of like a formula, and keeping it like super honest. And so that's really what I wanted to write, was just a storytelling song, which from growing up listening to country music, that's always the most important thing of writing a song, is telling the truth.
You got a line in the song, it opens up. It's been a long time since I felt this good on my own. I don't need to be loved by you. Is that just a woman empowerment saying you can do it by yourself, or is there a deeper meaning to that?
No, it's really about feeling like I had never really been single in a long time, and especially going through that in quarantine, being alone at home lots of times to self-reflect, and somehow it still felt good, you know, the discomfort of it and the uncertainty of it kind of in a way, you know, was kind of comforting, because I've just never really had that in years, you know, whether it's being surrounded by the fans at shows, or I just have a team around me, especially if I'm traveling, and being able to have this time where it was just me and time to, you know, self-reflect. It wasn't near as scary as I thought it would or could be.
Molly, thank you for spending some time today. I know you got a battle.
That was so fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congrats on everything, and hopefully we'll talk again soon. And when you're in San Diego, eventually, when we're gonna have to social distance, come hang out. All right?
Let's do it. Thanks.